Hey guys, Miss Lowe here. Sorry I can't be with you today. I'm currently in Deep Creek, but I made this video so that we can continue doing math together. Math is super important, and we've gone over all the reasons why. So I thought that it was important that you still get your hour of math today. So we're going to do some word story problems today. There are several steps to solving a word story problem. The first one is to visualize. Okay, so visualize means that when you're reading the problem, you're seeing it in your mind like it's happening, like a movie, right? So when you think about your problem and you reread your problem, you're going to visualize what's going on in the problem. Second step is to decide what the problem is asking and write a fill in the blank answer sentence. Okay, so this is like if the main question in the problem is how many apples does Susie have, you're gonna write Susie has blank apples before you even solve the problem, so that it's already written out for you and you don't forget. The third step is to write an equation once you've decided on the operation. Okay, so different word story problems sometimes use different operations, and it's important that you write out your equation so you know what you're solving. And the fourth step and the final step is to solve and show your work. Sometimes when we're solving problems in our head, we make small mistakes, and sometimes your teacher will still give you credit if you've made a small mistake, if you show your work and you solve the problem the right way. Okay? So we're going to practice these 4 steps with some word problems that Miss Lowe has made together. Yeah, so let's get started. All right, problem number 1. Melanie is baking banana bread for 4 of her neighbors. If each recipe calls for 6 bananas, how many bananas will Melanie need to buy at the store? Okay, so remember our steps. Step 1, visualize. So let's imagine Melanie at the store, and she's staring at the bananas, and she has a little thought bubble above her head with 4 loaves of banana bread in it, right? That's what I'm imagining when I read this anyhow. So I'm going to draw Melanie. She's at the store. Okay. She's happy because Melanie's always happy and smiley and so optimistic, and that's why we love her. Okay, there's Melanie at the store, and then there's the produce stand. And here are all the bananas in the produce stand. Okay? And she's thinking that she needs to make 4 loaves of bread, and each loaf has 6 bananas. Okay, so here's our visualize. This is step 1. You don't have to do this on your paper. I just did it to help you out with the first one. So the step 2 is to decide what the problem is asking and write a fill in the blank answer sentence. Okay, so the problem says Melanie's baking banana bread for 4 of her neighbors. If each recipe calls for 6 bananas, how many bananas will Melanie need to buy at the store? So here is our question. How many bananas will Melanie need to buy at the store, right? So we're going to make that into a sentence. So our subject of the sentence is Melanie. Melanie will need to buy we don't know how many bananas she'll need to buy, so that's going to be our blank. Blank bananas at the store. Okay, and this is a relatively simple question. You know, you have the numbers 4 and 6, right? And we've worked with much bigger numbers. So I don't think that we really need to decompose this array to solve it. So the next step, step 3, write an equation once you've decided on the operation. So what operation are we using here? She has 4 loaves of bread, so it's kind of like groups, and there's 6 bananas in each loaf. Okay, if you guessed multiplication, you're right. So Melanie has 4 groups of 6 bananas. Okay, 4 groups of 6. So there's many ways that you can solve this problem and show your work, which is step 4. But Miss Lowe is going to solve this problem by drawing a picture. This was step 3. Step 2 is down here. This is step 4. Okay, so I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4 groups. Okay, and in those groups, I'm going to draw 6 dots to represent my bananas. I know that Leslie is singing the 6 song in her head because she loves to skip count. Okay, so now that I have these 4 groups, 6 bananas in each group, I'm going to count them, and it's going to give me my answer. So 6, 12, 18, 24. All right, so the product of the factors 4 times 6 is 24. So down here in my fill in the blank, Melanie will need to buy 24 bananas at the store. Okay? All right, so this next one, I'm going to read it to you. I'm going to go through the problem with you and isolate the things that we need to take out, and then I'm going to let you solve it on your own. Skylar is putting on a talent show. Each stage light needs 8 batteries to work. There are 21 stage lights. How many batteries will Skylar need to purchase? Okay, step 1. I want you guys to visualize Skylar at the store. She's looking at batteries. Cat. I'm sorry, guys. She's looking at batteries, and she has 21 stage lights, so that's in her brain. Each stage light needs 8 batteries. She's trying to decide how many she needs to buy, right? Step 2, decide what the problem is asking and write a fill-in-the-blank answer sentence. So here's our question. Skylar's putting on a talent show. Each stage light needs 8 batteries to work. There are 21 stage lights. How many batteries will Skylar need to purchase? Where's our question? How many batteries will Skylar need to purchase? So on your paper, you're going to write a sentence, a word sentence, to answer that question. How many batteries will Skylar need to purchase? Should start with Skylar. Skylar will need, and what she'll need to purchase. Step 3. Write an equation once you've decided on the operation. So here it looks like we have 21 stage lights, and each stage light needs 8 batteries. So we have 21 groups of 8. What operation are we going to use to find out how many altogether? And then step 4, you're going to solve and show your work. These are big numbers, 21 and 8, so you're going to need to decompose this number sentence in order to solve. All right? So I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes, okay, to solve this problem on your own paper. And then when I come back, I will solve it together with you. So Skylar is putting on a talent show. Each stage light needs 8 batteries to work. There are 21 stage lights. How many batteries will Skylar need to purchase? So we've already done step 1, where we visualize. Step 2, decide what the problem is asking and write a fill-in-the-blank answer sentence. So Skylar will need to purchase we don't know how many batteries. Step 3, write an equation once you've decided on the operation. So here we have 21 groups of 8. So 21 groups of 8. How many is that going to give us? And step 4, solve and show your work. All right, so if Miss Lowe is solving 21 groups of 8, she's going to split this 21. Okay, so my 21 is going to become 10 times 8 plus 11 times 8. Okay, oh, out of focus. All right, 10 times 8 plus 11 times 8, because 10 plus 11 gives me 21. 10 is a really nice number to use, and 11 is sort of easy too, okay, because it's just 10 plus 1. So when I have 10 times anything, I know that I just need to bring down my other multiple, because you're doing 8 times 1, which is 8, and then bring down the 0. So I have 80 plus, and when I'm doing 11 times anything, I can use the identity property of multiplication to realize that 8 times 1 and 8 times 1 just says its name twice, so it's 88. Okay, and 80 plus 88, I know that 8 plus 0 is 8, and 8 plus 8 is 16. So Skylar will need to purchase 168 batteries for her stage lights. Ooh, this is our next one. It looks like a tough one. So Lesby is making slime for her birthday party favors. Each tub of slime needs 9 tablespoons of activator. Lesby has 25 guests coming and needs to make a tub for each guest. How much activator will she need? All right, so I'm visualizing Lesby sitting at the table with some contact solution and a tablespoon and a big question mark above her head. She's not sure how much activator she's going to need for this slime. Okay? Step 2, decide what the problem is asking and write a fill-in-the-blank answer sentence. So my question is down here. How much activator will she need? Okay, and that's Lesby's question in her head, is how much activator will she need? Step 3, write an, oh, no, wait, we got to go back to step 2. Miss Lowe forgot a step. Write a fill-in-the-blank answer sentence. So to answer this in a complete sentence, I'm going to write, Lesby will need blank, and then I'm going to refer back up to here, and this is measured in tablespoons. So blank tablespoons of activator. Lesby will need blank tablespoons of activator. Okay. All right. Step 3, write an equation once you've decided on the operation. So it's 25 guests, so she needs 25 tubs. And each tub has 9 tablespoons in it. That sounds like 25 groups of 9 to me. Okay. And then we have to solve it. So 25 is a huge number. Miss Lowe is going to break that number down. Miss Lowe is going to break that number down into 10 times 9 plus 10 times 9 plus 5 times 9. Because if you add together the numbers 10, 10, and 5, you get 25. So 10 times 9 is easy because 9 times 1 is the identity property again. So we have 9, and then we just bring down our 0 plus, and we already did 10 times 9. So 9, bring down our 0, and then 5 times 9. So we can skip count by 5s to solve that. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. 45. Okay. All right. So right now we have a big math problem down here. We have 90 plus 90 plus 45. 90 plus 90 equals 180. Because 9 plus 9 is 18, and then you bring down your 0. And we have to add 45 to that. Okay, so 5 plus 0 is 5. 4 plus 8, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Carry this 1, and then we have 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. Leslie is going to need 225 tablespoons of activator. This one says, Coach Andrea is making friendship bracelets for 12 of her friends. She's so kind. If each bracelet needs 18 strings, how many strings should she cut? All right, so the first step is to visualize, and I'm imagining Coach Andrea with her smiley, happy, beautiful face, sitting at her coffee table with all of this string in front of her, not sure how many strings to cut. And she has 12 friends, so maybe she has 12 baggies labeled with her friends' names, okay? And it says that each bracelet needs 18 strings, so she's putting 18 strings into each bag. That sounds like what operation? If you said multiplication, you're right. Okay, so step 2 is to decide what the problem is asking and write a fill-in-the-blank answer sentence. So our question to our problem is right here. How many strings should she cut? Okay, so we're trying to figure out how many strings she's going to cut. Okay, and step 3, write an equation once you've decided on the operation. So now we're going to write our equation. I want you guys to do this on your own. I'm going to give you 5 minutes, and then when I come back, I'll show you how I solve the problem. So we're on step 3, write an equation once you've decided on the operation. In rereading this question, Coach Andrea is making friendship bracelets for 12 of her friends. So I have 12 groups. If each bracelet needs 18 strings, 12 groups of 18, how many strings should she cut? Okay, so step 2, first off, I need to answer this this question. I need to write my number sentence because I know you guys did, but I didn't. So how many strings should she cut? Coach Andrea should cut blank strings. Okay. So now we're on step 3. So we have to write this equation. My equation is 12 groups of 18 gives me blank. Okay? These are both really big numbers. All right, so in order to solve this problem, I'm going to keep my 12 this time because it's the smaller number. And I'm going to break 18 down into 9s. So 12, or no, never mind. I'm not going to break it into 9s. I'm going to break it into 10 and 8. 10 and 8 sounds way easier. Okay. 12 times 10 and 12 times 8. Okay, so I know that 12 times 10 is the identity property, only with a 0 at the end, right? To make it easy on myself, I'm just going to bring down this 12 and add a 0 at the end, okay? Because the identity property says that 12 times 1 is just going to say its name, and then you can just bring the 0 down to move the place value to the left, okay? And then now I'm left with 12 times 8, which sounds really complicated, but we can decompose this number and break it apart even further. So what I want to do is break this 12 into 6. 6 times 8 plus 6 times 8 to make it easier. It's like rock wall climbing. You find your starting point where you're comfortable, and then you work up from there. So because I can break this 12 apart and I'm more comfortable with 6, I can do that. So I know that 6 times 8 is 48. Okay, so now my addition problem looks like 120 plus 48 plus 48. Okay, so I'm going to start by solving 48 plus 48 over here, okay? And 48 plus 48. So 8 plus 8 is 16. I need to carry my 1. 4 plus 1 is 5, plus 4 more is 9. And then I'm going to add 120 to my 96. Okay, so 6 plus 0 is 6. 9 plus 2, 9, 10, 11. I'm going to carry my 1 over here. 1 plus 1 is 2. So I know that 216 is equal to 12 times 18. Okay, and if you wanted to check this, you could look at your multiplication chart and find 12 times 9 and add it to itself twice. Or you could use a calculator, or you could draw a picture, but 216 is a lot of little things to draw out, so I wouldn't do that for this problem. So now I need to go back up here to my fill in the blank sentence. Coach Andrea should cut 216 strings. How many of you got that? If you got that, give your brain a kiss. That's a really hard problem. All right, and our last problem of the day. You guys made it. It's almost lunchtime. So, Miss Lowe is getting married. Each wedding table seats 12 guests. Each table has one centerpiece, and each centerpiece has 14 flowers in it. If Miss Lowe has 156 guests at her wedding, how many flowers does she need for her centerpieces? Oh no, this is a two-step problem. So first, we're going to visualize it. We are going to visualize a wedding hall, right? And tables. So it says that each table seats 12 guests. So I'm going to draw a table to help us out. Okay? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So those are my 12 chairs coming off my table, right? And I have 156 guests. That's a lot. So I need 156 circles. Okay? And then each table has one centerpiece with 14 flowers on it. All right? So this is where we are. We're visualizing it. We're thinking about what we need to do to solve the problem. Okay, and step 2 is to decide what the problem is asking and write a fill-in-the-blank answer sentence. Now, this is especially necessary for two-step problems because sometimes we solve the first step and then forget what we were actually trying to solve, and we move on, and then our problem's wrong. So, I'm going to look for my question word. This one is how. How many flowers does she need for her centerpieces? Okay? And I'm going to write my sentence down here and then move on to another piece of paper to show my work. So, Miss Lowe needs blank flowers for her centerpieces. All right. So I'm gonna go through this third step with you, and then I'm gonna let you solve on your own. So let me get a blank sheet of paper. Okay. So the third step tells us that we need to write an equation once we've decided on the operation. Okay, so to figure out how many flowers I need, what information do I need to know? So it says each table has one centerpiece and each centerpiece has 14 flowers on it. Okay, so, but it doesn't tell us how many tables we need. Oh, that's the first step. We need to figure out how many tables we need. All right, each wedding table seats 12 guests. So we know that one of our factors is 12. If Miss Lowe has 156 guests, we don't know. We don't know how many tables we have, but we do know how much we have in total, how many guests we have in total. 156. Okay? So, our equation should look something like this for the first step of our two-step problem. Okay? 12 times what will give us 156? Okay? So, for this step, I'm going to encourage you guys to use your multiplication chart. This number is not going to be on your multiplication chart, but there will be one close to it. Okay? Because we know, because we talked about square numbers so much, that 12 times 12 gives us 144. Okay? What can we add to 144 to get to 156? Let's subtract them and find out. 6 minus 4 is 2. And 5 minus 4 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. 12. Okay? So, we're just going to make this 1 bigger. Okay? This is where number sense comes in and understanding numbers. So we're going to make this 12 1 bigger because we have another group of 12 added to 144 to get to 156. So 12 times 13 gives us 156. Miss Lowe has 13 tables at her wedding. Okay. And then step 2, I'm going to use a different color for this step. Okay, so if I have 13 tables at my wedding, each table has 1 centerpiece, and each centerpiece has 14 flowers on it. What does that number problem look like? I want you guys to think about it and then try to solve. You have 5 minutes to work on this. Okay, so if each table, so we have 13 tables, has one centerpiece, okay, and each centerpiece has 14 flowers. How many flowers do I need? Okay, so we know that there are 13 groups. Each group has one centerpiece, okay? And 13 times 1 is the identity property, so it's 13. It just says its name, times 14. Because each centerpiece has 14 flowers on it. All right, so these are big numbers. Miss Lowe's gonna break them down like always. All right, so we have 13 and 14. What can we break 14 into to make it easier for us? We could do 10 and 4. We could do 7 and 7. We could do 8 and 6. Whatever you feel comfortable with. So, Miss Lowe feels really comfortable with 10 and 4. So she's going to do 13 times 10 and 13 times 4. Okay, so 13 times 10, we're going to bring down our 13 and bring down the 0 to move the number, the place value of the numbers, and then 13 times 4. So if I know that 13 plus 13 is the same as 13 times 2, right? And I know that 13 times 13, or plus 13, is 26, right? I could break this 13 times 4 into two 13 times 2s. So 13 times 2 plus 13 times 2, okay? Because I know that if I do this twice, it's the same as 13 times 4. And I know that 13 times 2, because I did repeated addition right here, is 26. Okay. And so first I'm going to add 26 plus 26. 6 plus 6 is 12. 2 plus 2 is 4. And then I have to add this 1, which is 5. And I have to bring down my 130. Okay. 130 plus 52. 2 plus 0 is 2. 5 plus 3 is 8. And then 1 plus 0 is 1. Miss Lowe needs 182 flowers. That's a lot of flowers. Okay, so to finish off our problem, Miss Lowe needs 182 flowers for her centerpieces. Okay? Good job, guys. Give your brain a kiss. You guys did some really awesome work today. Thank you for working so hard, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Miss you. Have a good lunch.